Skyblock Ironman. Wait, no, that's not right. Pit Ironman. Pit Ironman, episode 2. At the end of last episode, I reached Prestige 1. So in this episode, I'm going to be continuing from that point and attempting to get Prestige 2. After buying Tenacity 1 in the Renown shop, my first priority would be to get 500 gold, because at 500 gold I could buy G-heads, which allow me to actually stand a chance in fights, because they have instant healing. When I was about halfway to 500, Rage Quit's third, which isn't really a good event, but it was decent for getting with gold. I ended the event with 1,600 gold and purchased G-heads. Soon after, a care package happened, and I was lucky enough to steal the Fresh Mystic Sword. This was really lucky because the only way for me to get a Fresh Mystic Sword, considering I cannot trade for it, is Mysticism or a care package. I attempted to shriek for a bit and got a few levels. Then I tried to claim the bounty of a rare IGN, but eventually he got away. Very shortly after this, I died on a streak of only 9, which was okay since I was only level 35. I slept in a Spire, which ended me at level 40. I got 5th place, despite only being on floor 2. When I look back into the account, the map had rotated to King's Map, which is probably the most fun map in the game just because of how much content it has. Since it was a new week, I activated my 3 daily quests, my 2 daily quests and 1 weekly quest, and then since it was King's Map, I started the King's Quest, which requires 10 renown, 100 kills, and a cake to give me 1/3 of a Prestige XP, as well as a decent amount of gold and a golden helmet. After accidentally setting my game's language to pirate talk and being confused by that, I decided I would grind sewers. Sewers is something special to King's Map, which is basically an area where it's sewers and a chest spawns randomly in the sewers and contains gold, XP, and sewer rubbish, which can create fresh sewer pants, which have the possibility to become hidden jewels. Hidden jewels will be very important later in the series when I consider creating items. I wandered the sewers for a while, looting chests, and I actually pre-fired a chest, which really shouldn't be possible, but I have YouTuber luck, so I can. Eventually, I found a multi-bucket, which I would need later to create a cake, so I went to spawn and put it in my ender chest. Eventually, a block had happened, and since I was in the sewers, my blocks had almost no risk of being overtaken by other people's blocks, which got me an easy top 20 and 1 renown towards my cant's quest. Running around in sewers eventually got me all the way from level 4 to level 50, which just shows how much XP you could really get from sewers without killing people. I got into a fight and my lust for blood overtook me and I began to pull the pace streak in the sewers. It was fine for a bit, then eventually people really wanted to kill me because killing in sewers is not always okay in the eyes of the people in the sewers, and I had a very close to death experience. My peaceful chest hunting had devolved into violence, but it was okay because I was still getting XP from kills, which I would have been getting from the sewer chests. As how all good things in Pit end, eventually I was not but like he was clearly cheating, and his name had hacking in it, so I think it's safe to assume. But yeah, on a 31 kill streak, I was killed. Upon swapping lobbies, I ran into my friend from when I started the game. Upon swapping lobbies, I ran into an old friend named Frosted Charms, and together we killed a Prestige 0 who had a really big ego in chat. That was nice. Running around in sewers for so long was a bit mind-numbing, but it was also fun in a way. It was better than the alternative of attempting to fight cheaters and losing my mind. That one guy who complained about me using both the G-heads in every fight started the fight by attacking me, forcing me to eat a G-head, and I was kind of about to point that out just in case he sees this video. I was getting more sewer rubbish and getting closer to the 64 I would need to create fresh sewer pants. More people were fought, and once again my streak was beginning to increase, and eventually after I killed a man named Benjamin, I was at a 10 streak. After having grinded for about an hour, I reached level 60. At level 60, I could get the perk Vampire, which heals on hit instead of giving me something to kill myself with on kill, which would be very useful when fighting people and kind of useful when streaking. After participating in the next event, a Spire, managing to fall from floor 7 all the way to floor 5 within a span of seconds. I gained 2 more renown, putting me at a total of 5 out of 10 towards my King's Quest. Now that I had Vampire, 1v1s were a lot easier and I was winning much more fights. I decided I was going to keep grinding sewers until I had enough sewer rubbish to create a fresh sewer pound. Just because the map rotates in 3 days, and if I didn't get today, I might not get at all. After a decently long span of time, I had all 64 sewer rubbish, and I could take my and I could take my stack to the sewer fish, which would create one fresh sewer plant. Now that I had gone what I needed from the sewers, I decided it was a good time to streak. I had 20,000 gold, meaning I could buy a lot of diamond armor, and pretty much any perk I needed. Using Vampire and Safety First, I fought for a couple of minutes, and eventually landed on a 50 kill streak. Although, I did actually have to put up a fight, because with just Safety First and Vampire, I was decently weak, and if someone got me in a good combo, I would probably die. I'd also been playing for a very long time, and my hands were beginning to get tired. Anyways, after taking much more damage than I was ready to take, I hit 50 kills, and once I hit overdrive, I let myself die pretty much immediately, because I just want the 4,000 death XP, which granted me 4 levels. Once I hit level 70, I could buy a third perk, and I decided to get Strength Chain because Strength Chain is probably the most broken, either the most broken or the second most broken perk you could have, as it makes you deal plus 35% damage, which that is a very significant amount of extra damage to do, especially. Now that I had Strength Chain, the second overdrive went much faster because I was shredding through pretty much anyone who attempted to fight me. Despite people directly trying to kill me, since I had Strength Chain, if I hit 3 crits in a row, that would be enough to kill almost any player in Chain. Once I hit overdrive, I did the very big brain strategy of dropping my armor, then immediately going to pick it up, so I won't have to lose a set of diamond leggings. Although the plan was almost flawless and I did get the armor, I forgot to account for, since I was not combat tagged, no one got the bounty, so I still had a 1,650 gold bounty. This of course led to me being killed almost instantly by a couple of boot brackets. But you know, I just lost some diamond armor, so it is okay. I could not tell you what it was, but for the next streak, there were a lot of people just really going for the kill on me. Like, there's some people who want me dead, and there's some people who will go to any length for me to die. I don't really know why, but I was fighting for my life this time. I had been playing for like a lot of hours, and this one red bracket just really wanted me dead. Luckily though, since I had Vampire equipped, I could heal 1.5 hearts for every fully charged bow shot, which was really nice. Due to my perk and kill streak stab, I was getting kills really fast, but because I had been playing for about 6 hours straight, my aim was beginning to get a bit shaky, so bear with me in these clips. I'm usually decent at PvP, I swear. I managed to get about 35 kills before the next event started, which was yet another Spire. Despite how bad I was playing, I managed to do pretty decent in the Spire, even though Spire is mostly just stealing kills and killing people when they are not looking at you. But I did do decent in the Spire, which secured me yet another 2 renown. This event brought me up to level 83, and since I was on a 37 streak prior to the event, I continued it, but since people went mid, I did not want them to kill me, so I continued outskirts. This one guy, who was too much more awake than me for me to be ready for it, just kept fighting me, and it was not a good time. At 46 kills, I decided I would bake a single piece of bread by putting 64 wheat which I had harvested into a furnace. Unfortunately, this scum of the earth thief stole my single piece of bread, and once I killed him, the bread was deleted and gone forever. I sniped a 100 gold bounty, then hit 50 kills, at which point I dropped my armor to a player who kind of looked like he needed some armor, which brought me up to level 88. I got a decent amount of kills mid. Then after almost getting beat up by someone who had much more gear than me, then the same thing happening yet again, I decided I would finish my streak as far as I could possibly get from those 2 people in outskirts. Things went decently smooth, besides from the fact that when I was at 49 kills when I needed 50, the one person who wanted to fight me was standing on top of a roof spamming me with a bow, with me having literally 0 way of killing. Once again I hit 50 kills, then let someone take me out of my misery to get me that 4,000 XP as fast as I could possibly get. The next streak, something about the mid I was in was different. Every single player was critting me out, and I could not keep track of it because there were 3 different people. I was fighting for my life. I was not above 5 hearts for the majority of the streak, and as you could see when I died, I was not having a good time. This is actually such a depressing clip. I was at 49 kills for 30 seconds, and I could not get the 50th kill. It's just so sad. I was just spamming left and right click, hoping for one of the hits to land a final blow, and none of them did. At that point, I was about ready to throw in the towel for the day. But a beast was happening, and I haven't really shown that much of the beast event on the channel, so I decided I would play in it. In the beast event, there are 3 players who are selected as beast. If you're a beast, you have 2 times your normal hearts, and you tank a lot of damage, but you do not regenerate at all. Whoever gets the most kills as beast at the end of the event is first, and top 3 get 1 extra round. Since players who are beast have permanent slowness 1, it's pretty easy to combo them if they're legit, meaning if they're outskirts, getting beast is pretty easy as long as you have vampire heal. At the end of the event, I only ended up placing 6th, which is still pretty good, but would mean that I do not get the extra 1 round. After hitting my last overdrive to get level 104, I was truly at my breaking point. I'd been playing Pit for like 10 consecutive hours across multiple accounts, and I knew I had to edit a 10-minute video, which would probably take me 4 hours right after. Anyways, that's where this episode ends. Next episode, I will be completing King's Quest and getting Prestige 2, as well as some other things, so subscribe if you want to see that. Anyways, peace.